Hey guys, this is Cholera. I'm with Hazel here, and this is part of the SC2GG Commentator Idol Challenge for this week. Hazel has just been told that she is going to have to cast sAviOr versus Naura in set 2 of their finals that they played in the Pringles-I MSL in July of 2006. She was just told a minute ago all she has had a chance to do is take a look at the map, which is Rush Hour 3, and this is part of course, of the surprise commentary series that we're making the remaining 3 contestants go through.
And when you're watching this, do note that this is a surprise commentary for Hazel and, of course, for the other contestants. And they have not had a chance to look at the results, nor have they really studied these games at all. They've just been told a minute ago that this is the game they're doing. So do consider that while watching and evaluating their commentaries. All right, we're going to begin now.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Hello everyone, this is Hazel bringing to you an exciting, intriguing, invigorating, alliterative commentary this week for Commentator Idol. This week will be a historical commentary, so for those of you who don't really know what that is, we won't be saying anything about the Congress of Vienna or the Battle of Waterloo. What we're going to be looking at is a game from 2006, sAviOr versus Now Raw, the Maestro versus Dreamer Terran. And what I really like about these old games of Starcraft is just how there's so much to like about old StarCraft. First of all, you learn so much about the history of the game itself. You can also see the evolution in the metagame of StarCraft. And also, NBC and on GameNet somehow decided that it was a good idea to dress their players up in crazy costumes. Now Ra particularly looks like someone from space. I think they were trying to go with the star of the StarCraft theme. Anyway, today we have sAviOr playing as, I don't know what the color is, but he's playing as Zerg at the 2 o'clock position, and we have Naura spawning as Protoss, I think it's yellow or orange, the video quality is not that great, in the bottom left. This is Rush Hour 3, so this is a map that we've seen in Pro League recently. It's pretty balanced between Zerg and Protoss, as I can see. You have basically these long, circuitous tracks in Rush Hour 3. It makes Terran v Terran play really interesting, but we'll have to see what it does to Zerg versus Protoss. Now this is really interesting. Those computers are freaking huge. Wow, I have not seen a computer that large in 2 years. But this is interesting. Okay, sAviOr is going for a 9 pool. That's not what we exactly see in Zerg v Protoss nowadays. It is what we see, but a lot of Zerg players do choose to go for the 12 hatch because they know that their counterpart will build a Forge Fast Expand. So this will be interesting just to see what sAviOr goes for. Back then, I don't know if 2 years can count as back then, but a lot of players went for 1 base games, dependent a lot more on micro, and now Raw puts down a pylon, blocking that the natural expansion, so sAviOr won't be able to get his 12 hatch. He'll probably place it down at a different location unless Nalra cancels it, but sAviOr will be behind because Nalra is going to go for his own Nexus. Although, if sAviOr gets these Zerglings out on time, maybe he can just surprise Nalra. Maybe he will be able to, I'm not sure if he will be able to, the pro will scout sAviOr Zergling, so sAviOr doesn't have the element of surprise right now. Nalra knows perfectly well to build a cannon, and he does build a cannon. So sAviOr is probably just going to take down this pylon, try to get his 12 hatch down before it really delays him any longer. He does seem to be committing a lot to Zerglings though, so we might see not a run by, but we might see him do some sort of damage to Nalra, but these cannons should be up in time. Nalra should put a few probes in place though, so that the Zerglings can't get by. sAviOr is going through the bottom route, and let's see what he can do. So yeah, StarCraft from the olden days, if you would like to call it the olden days, is actually really interesting just because StarCraft was so raw back then. This has only been 2 years since, but 2 years has been a lot for the development of StarCraft. This does seem to be more of a modern game style. You do have the Forge Fast Expand Protoss, and you do have the expanding Zerg player. There are 2 expansions going up for sAviOr, by the way. He is going 3 hatch. I think this is probably going to be more of a Hydra build if it gets that far, because usually if you go 3 hatch mutas, you would put your hatchery inside the expansion rather than at the middle only. If you put it at the middle only, you're expecting to, I don't know, maybe use some more ground troops. So sAviOr wasn't able to do anything with his Zerglings, and right now, Nalra looks like he's in the lead with his Econ. Nalra was able to just delay that hatchery for a little bit. Only now is sAviOr able to expand, and he is compensating a little bit by getting 2 expansions instead of 1. Meanwhile, sAviOr is just chasing out this probe. He's having a bit of trouble with that probe, actually. And yeah, so just some basic information about these players. I don't know that much about these players. Nalra is a commentator for either NBC or on GameNet now, and he is an interesting commentator. Over here he looks kind of like spacey with his mirror shades, but now he looks kind of, he looks like a little cute dork. Sorry for all the Nalra fans out there who think he's hardcore, but he really is just, he looks so precious, like a precious little Korean boy. And sAviOr is actually still in the pro gaming scene. sAviOr is also getting a layer, but sAviOr has been slumping for a while, but now he's made a promise to destroy everyone in 2009, and it looks like he's actually keeping up with that promise. Something that I read about sAviOr actually was that he played Flash on IC Cup by accident. He just played an anonymous player on IC Cup, and he was able to keep an even game with Flash, who is so good at Terran v Zerg, and also Terran v anything. So that builds a lot of promise for sAviOr. Nalra is going for a Citadel of Adun, so we may see either +1 Leg Zealots, or we might see Dark Templars. He did not go for a Corsair, though. That's a divergence, I think, from the actual Protoss play that we see nowadays. Nowadays, maybe there is a Stargate. Oh no, 2 gateways. So usually we see a Stargate and a Corsair for scouting, but Nalra is opting for a more aggressive ground push. By the way, sAviOr did go for a Hydralisk Den, so we will be seeing probably maybe 5 hatch Hydras. If sAviOr chooses to add a few more Hydras. That Overlord will go down by sAviOr, though. I think sAviOr was sacrificing that Overlord just to get some idea of what's going on in Nalra's base, because Starcraft really is about that. It's about mind games, about knowing what your opponent is doing, about countering what your opponent does at the right times. So Nalra will be going for just a lot of Zealots, a lot of Templar, probably. He is getting +1, so we might see just one of those Zealot pushes that will be that were in the trivia questions, actually. So a Dragoon is also out, but this Dragoon will get taken down by these Zerglings. sAviOr is kind of losing a lot of his Overlords, and he needs to not do that, because if you lose Overlords really early in the game, you're set back so much. You don't want to get Overlord blocked, just like in PvP, how you don't want to get Pylon blocked. You don't want to get supply blocked, essentially. How did these Zerglings get... Oh, no. I thought that the Zerglings were in the main base for a second, but they're not. Alright. So sAviOr is going for the Hydra build. He will be getting as many drones as he can until the timing is right, because that's basically what any player does, what Zerg players do, especially because of their larva management. Oh, there are lurkers coming out, actually. This is a good counter to the Zealot +1 Zealot push. I think sAviOr might have scouted it. Now the leg speed is up. Will sAviOr be able to just prevent this? He has a few Sunkens. Will he be ready is the thing. sAviOr is already up 1, but will he be able to continue to keep his lead in this best of 5? And so many Zealots are coming up. There are 2 Sunkens, though, and 5 Zealots. I don't think sAviOr can do this. sAviOr will lose that Sunken, and he'll lose the other one very soon. He will lose his second expansion, and this is so dangerous. He has his lurkers out, but will he get his lurkers up in time? He has 1 lurker, 1 Hydralisk. He's running away his drone so that he doesn't lose all of them. He's doing a pretty good job of doing that. Now he is getting a Spire at his mineral only, is he? That's actually kind of strange. Look at this, though. sAviOr is forced to build Sunkens at so many different locations. His economy is suffering because of that, because he did go for the mineral only over there, so that it's hard. Oh my god, the Zealots just run past! These are man-lots, ladies and gentlemen. These Zealots are going straight for the spawning pool. Oh my gosh, sAviOr is in trouble. He needs to get his lurkers out right now, and Burrow, he's gonna lose his spawning pool. That is not good in a game like this. Nalra really did surprise sAviOr, I think, or sAviOr just didn't expect the timing on this Zealot push with 5 Zealots. And still more Zealots are coming in. Wow, Nalra will be able to just do so much damage, and now he's transitioning into getting observers for his lurkers. And I don't know if sAviOr can just recover at this point. He didn't lose that much. He lost a spawning pool, but he does have Mutalisks right now, which are a decent counter to Zealots, because Zealots can't shoot air no matter how hard they try. So those Mutalisks will be useful for a while until Templar come out, and that's why this build is kind of safe against most other builds, because you can get a Templar Archive, you can get Storm, you can get Archons to deal with Mutalisks, and those Zealots are seeing everything. They know that the tech switch has happened. So really, Naura is in pretty good shape right now. He's done some damage. I think he should have gone for the drones, actually, because he only went for the spawning pool. I don't know how good of an idea that was, because sAviOr wasn't going for crazy Zerglings at that point. It does stunt sAviOr's tech tree a little bit, but not that much. He should have taken down something else, maybe Hydrogen, maybe Spire, that's right there. 2 more hatcheries coming for sAviOr, and we'll have to see. He's probably transitioning into a 5-hatch Hydra build now that he got a couple of lurkers to deal with Zealots. Those lurkers were kind of mispositioned though, so that wasn't as good on sAviOr's part. There are, nice Mutalisk harass at this expansion though, but there are Archons, and I don't know if this one lurker, that one lurker has so little health. Will it go down? It needs to burrow right now. Burrow, Mr. Lurker, burrow. And it looks like sAviOr will be okay, but Observer is out, so I don't know if he'll be able to force this Nexus to go down. Those Archons are heading straight for sAviOr's base though, so we'll have to see if he's prepared, and it doesn't look like he's prepared. He has no Sunken Colonies. He just doesn't have the economy, I think, at this point to build Sunken Colonies, and this might have been a mistake on sAviOr's part. His tactics in general, he went for that expansion instead of protecting his own, and this is going to be kind of dangerous right now. He doesn't have enough. Those Archons will have a field day with the drones. So much splash damage will go down on those drones if he just attacks it. Oh, look. Oh, how many drones will go down? But no drones go down. Wow. You'd think that an Archon could get at least 1 drone kill, but no, it's going straight for the hatchery. That's also a very good idea. And this expansion looks like it's going to go down. Also, the Spire will go down, so that'll be dangerous for sAviOr too, especially if he wants to get Mutas to snipe Templar. And wow, alright, those Mutas just completely died to those Archons. Mutas are not a good idea against Archons. sAviOr needed Hydras, and he has Hydras, but he GG's. Wow, good play by Naura. By the way, sAviOr is, I believe his weakest matchup is against Protoss, or maybe that's not true. Anyway, I'm probably feeding you guys, but GG, and I hope you enjoyed this historical commentary. It's not that far off from modern day StarCraft, so it's not as interesting as, say, a 1-base Boxer build, but it was still pretty interesting. So thank you for listening, and this is Hazel signing out.
Okay, thank you very much, Hazel, for your commentary of set 2. Here we go to set 3 of the Pringles MSL Finals, and once again, Hazel has not seen these beforehand. Hazel, take it away.
Okay, thanks. Alright, I'll count. 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to set 3 of the Pringles MSL 2006 Finals between sAviOr and Naura. Actually, this was a surprise to me. I thought I was done after the second set, but then Cholera just said, no, you have to do set 3, so he is a harsh taskmaster. But today we have sAviOr spawning as Red Zerg at the top left position, and we have Naura spawning as Teal Protoss at the bottom left position. By the way, this is a map called The Eye, which is 6.5 ZVP. So there's not really much to say about it. This map hasn't been played a lot, probably because it's a bad map. We'll have to see exactly how it plays out. One thing I did notice about this map while having the 1 minute to examine it, the expansion, the natural expansion, is actually kind of not really in a good position. The ramp and the natural expansion kind of look like they require 2 different sets of cannons or sunkens to defend. So it might be really easy to do a ramp run by, and we might see that either with Zealots or with Zerglings. Maybe because of that, Naura is not going for the Forge Fast Expand. He is building a pylon within his own base. That's probably the better idea, because I really don't think you can Forge Fast Expand on this map. Now, in the middle of the map, I have no idea what's happening because, oh, this is a ramp. I didn't didn't know what that was in the map preview, the thumbnail. But there is a large raised center position on this map, the eye. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Obviously Nara will not be able to go forward fast expand. Maybe he'll be forced to do something a little more aggressive in the beginning, get more zealots than he would like, and then secure his natural expansion. By the way, both players are searching, scouting right now. Nara is scouting in the wrong direction, and so is sAviOr, so neither player will know what the other player is doing at this moment. Is that a second ramp? No, I think this is the same ramp. Never mind, that's the same ramp. sAviOr seems to be going for his own... Wow, there is a forge there. Nara is going for a forge. This is kind of weird. I haven't really seen this build. Usually if you build a forge, you're doing it to do a forge fast expand. But now he's just building a forge. This is weird. Maybe this is what Starcraft was 2 years ago because of the map. Oh, and he's going for an assimilator. That is also very strange. He's going for fast tech. He's probably going to protect himself for a while with some cannons. This is a really interesting build. I really haven't seen this build. I think sAviOr did go for a 12 hatch. Okay, now Nara is going for his gateway. He'll probably have to put like a cannon down sooner or later, as depending on if he sees sAviOr, whether he went for a pool or a hatchery. He does see that the pool and hatchery are both up. So he probably is going to be... There are 2 gateways now. This is weird. Oh, sorry. Now I know. That forge was built for a upgrade. A really fast upgrade. Now he isn't harvesting anything from that assimilator. So this is like a hopped up version of last game, the last set, where he goes for crazy 2 gate +1 upgrades, run in with zealots, probably not with speed, but this is really interesting. I don't think I've seen a build like this, and that's what makes old Starcraft so interesting, because Starcraft was in a rawer form, less macro-intensive build, more spontaneity, just more... I don't know, just more tactics sometimes, more micromanagement, so this will be very interesting. Oh no, sAviOr is going for a 3rd hatchery. Maybe he's doing that because he knows that his sunken colonies can't really cover both areas, both his natural and his main base, but I'm not sure how this will work out. Going for 3 hatches when your opponent is going 2 gate crazy zealots is not exactly the best idea, so I'm worried about sAviOr, to be honest. He is going for an extractor as well, so maybe he's going for either fast tech or ling speed. I would guess fast tech 3 hatch mutos maybe, but this is really strange. That's all I have to say. By the way, sAviOr is going for a sunken, I believe, but I don't think that sunken covers the ramp area, so this could be very dangerous. sAviOr knows this is coming though. He has so many overlords just scouting out what Nara is doing, but Nara is coming in with a couple of zealots. Will sAviOr have the defenses up to deal with it? I don't know if he has enough zerglings or if he has enough sunkens. Those zealots can just run straight past. A cybernetics horde coming up. Oh wow, sAviOr tries to surround these zealots. Nara will have to pull back for a little bit. He can't let those zealots just get sniped off one by one, so he has 3 zealots now. That should be plenty to deal with sAviOr's zerglings. So sAviOr is just going to have to fend off these zealots. He's going to have to probably place down a sunken or 2. He is putting down a sunken. Oh nice, sAviOr will be able to block the ramp and at the same time just make those zealots pay. He'll make Nara pay for going for this build because he won't be... Oh no, actually the sunken is not up. That's only a creep colony. More creep colonies are going up, but sAviOr does have the economic advantage at this point. Even though he's being forced to put down so many creep colonies, he also has an early expansion. So now Nara has gone for so many zealots, committed so many resources into zealots, but he's not really able to do anything with them. Now he is going for Citadel, and he is going to go for leg upgrades probably. Or maybe Templar. He can also transition into Templar from this build. And this is what I also like about these older builds. They are 1 base. Some of them are 1 base. I think partially the reason behind that is because of the map, how the maps are built. Nowadays the map makers all love macro games apparently, so they make the natural very easy to secure. In this case, the natural is not as easy to secure, so we get some interesting games with Dragoons and Zealots. These Zealots are trying to go for a run-by. They might be able to get some of the drones down there. This is dangerous for sAviOr, but Zerglings are out. I don't know if those are enough Zerglings. Those Zealot Zergling numbers are about even, and all those drones might die. This is so dangerous. He doesn't have a sunken colony in range. Those drones will have to mine from the top mineral patches instead of the bottom, otherwise he will be in danger from those zealots. And meanwhile, a lot of zerglings, but those even numbers, those even zealot zergling numbers will not be beneficial for sAviOr. sAviOr is going to have to put down a closer sunken colony, cover his bases a little bit better. Meanwhile, Nalra is looking for his expansion. He's built a cannon. Maybe sAviOr will be able to do a run-by, though. This could be so clever by sAviOr if he just gets past these zealots. Don't get caught up by the zealots, sAviOr. Don't get caught up. No, sAviOr. No! sAviOr just left. Oh my gosh, this could be so close. The zealots are in sAviOr's base, and sAviOr is in Nalra's base. Or actually, he's on Nalra's ramp, but that's very different. If the hatchery goes down, though, that might be so dangerous. Those zerglings are going down because of that cannon, and so many probes are just out there looking for revenge on those zerglings. But will it work? sAviOr looks like he'll be able to secure his expansion. He is safe, while Nalra is not safe, but a cannon is coming up. There are zealots, so these zerglings will be cleared out very soon. There are only, I don't know, 2 zerglings, no zerglings left. There's only the remnants of their blood. Maybe there is 1 zergling, actually. Oh, look, it's like a little rabbit hopping around a field, and there are many, many more rabbits just hopping straight in. Rabbits really reproduce fast, and so do zerglings, because they are running in. They might be able to do another run-by. This is what I was saying about the map. The ramp is located so far away that, oh my gosh, sAviOr is doing a surround on the cannon. He'll probably just run up the ramp right afterwards, and he can just keep producing zerglings after zerglings. This is so good for sAviOr. He is going for a Hydra Den, so he'll probably go 5 hatch Hydras, maybe? But now sAviOr is just in the lead. He's prevented expansion. He's done so much annoying harass on the probes. He's going to take down another probe, and those zealots can't keep up. Those zealots really can't keep up with those zerglings. And Nalra is forced to build an Archon to deal with these zerglings. So I think that's the end of the zergling harass. Now we will be transitioning into something different. We will be probably seeing just a mix of Protoss units, you know, Archon, Dragoon, Zealots, as we see right there with the 3 Zealots, the 1 Dragoon, and the 1 Archon. We are also seeing a robotics facility, possibly because Nalra is afraid of lurker, not a lurker contain, but lurker counters. And another group of zerglings is running past. sAviOr is doing so well with these really annoying bunches of zerglings. He'll be able to take down that pylon. What is he doing? He is going to try to take down the probe, and he is able to take down the probe. He's able to prevent an expansion. So sAviOr is looking pretty healthy right now. He is going off of 2 bases while the Protoss... Oh, and he runs by this Archon. That's really surprising. Run by sAviOr. And that's something you don't see every day. When an Archon just defends a ramp, you really don't see zerglings get up the ramp. But sAviOr was able to get past. Nalra was not really up to par with that blocking, with his APM, I guess, with his just attention to detail. This pylon might go down, and well, that will probably unpower something like the Templar Archives, possibly. I'm not sure. But now sAviOr is just getting gas. He got his gas pretty late, so I think we are probably going to see Hydras and not Mutas, because obviously we don't see Aspire. We probably also won't see Lurkers. He probably is going for a very Hydra-oriented build, although he has a lot of zerglings. Oh, he is going for a lurker, though, possibly just to defend his base, but he probably won't continue with... Okay, he is continuing with lurkers. My bad, guys. And these lurkers could be dangerous, but an observatory is already out, and there are so many cannons out because of all his zergling harass, so I'm not sure how effective lurkers will be, to be honest. sAviOr will be able to do just some damage with his lurkers, but that observer is following those lurkers. He has its beady little eye on the lurkers, and the lurkers need to run back to sAviOr's base, otherwise they're going to get taken out by that Archon. Aspire is up though, so we might see a shift in tech. We might actually, well, actually, we could see 2 possibilities, and I think one of them is more possible than the other possibility. We could see either Scourge to deal with observers, or we could see Mutalist. Mutalist is a viable build, especially to snipe Templar, but with that many Archons out, I don't think sAviOr is going heavy Mutalist play. So we probably won't see that. Now Ra is just getting... Oh, we are seeing Mutalist, never mind, but I don't know how effective this will be, because there's so many cannons, there's so many Archons. I don't know how effective this would be. Honestly, I would continue with my Hydras, Lurkers, Zerglings, and get like, just a Scourge, a pair of Scourge to get rid of the Observer. But Nalra's army does look incredibly small. This could be a very good idea, actually, on sAviOr's part, besides the tech not exactly being ready. But Nawa has no units. He has 2 Archons, a Zealot, something, 3 Zealots over there, a lot of cannons, but no mobile units. And the Protoss army is notorious for sucking at moving around the map. So this being a 4-player map and kind of large, they won't be able to keep up with these air units, these aerial units. So getting air superiority is actually a nice tactical decision by sAviOr. And sAviOr comes in with Mutiling! This could be so dangerous because there are only 3 cannons at that base, and I don't think Naura has enough to deal with it. He has 3 Zealots. Zealots don't shoot the air. This is dangerous. Oh crap, sAviOr's hatchery might go down actually by that one single Archon. sAviOr needs to protect his expansions. I know he likes, you know, doing damage, being aggressive, but he